eventually you land at Titmouse?
Yeah, actually, after Agent Fat Kid and after the Flash stuff, my Titmouse New York opened, and my buddy who helped me do like Willie in Fairyland, like for that.
That was like your first ever, like, I'm just gonna make something for me?
Yep.
Willie in Fairyland?
Yes, it was hard. It was more difficult than I expected it to be. But he was like, oh, Titmouse New York is hiring. You want to work on Metalocalypse? And I was like, yeah, I want to work on Metalocalypse. So like I took a test and I didn't hear anything for like 2 weeks. And I feel like he kind of just like prodded somebody over there and was like, look, man, just give her a job. Like, come on.
Titmouse is an animation company that's contracted frequently by
Adult Swim.
Adult Swim.
A lot of Adult Swim projects.
And then Son of Zorn eventually too.
Yeah, I mean, we have Nico and the Sword of Light, which is for Amazon, and we have Goldie and Bear, which is for Disney Junior, and we just wrapped this thing called Hanazuki.
So it's kind of interesting to think about the fact that like if you watch a lot of animation from even multiple studios or multiple networks, even if they're wildly different styles, it's very likely the same set of animators working on all these shows. To me, like, I don't know, I guess I always assume like if you see two different styles, well, it must be two different teams. But not.
I would never have a job.
Yeah, right.
You like the best quality you can have as an animator is to be able to draw like somebody else. Like, if you can't, like that's what the entire part of taking a test is like if you can't draw the way the show is, then you can't be on like. You can't be part of it.
Yeah, this ain't about you and your style or your sensibilities.
Yeah, I don't care what your style looks like. Do that when you're not working for me.
When was the first time that you worked on a project where they were outsourcing some of the animation between keyframes to Korea?
That was just Son of Zorn. That was the only one that we did in betweening with Korea. Otherwise, they're usually just cleanup, which is so unfortunate because we used to have a cleanup department in-house. And cleanup is like a great internship job. But instead of calling these people interns, they called them cleanup artists and they paid them a living wage and they gave them health insurance and they put them on the payroll and all this. So it's like their entry-level job. And then this major cartoon website, like it's almost like TMZ for cartoons, it's weird. But they broke this article about how we're underpaying cleanup artists because in LA they would make X amount of money, but in New York they're making this amount of money. But it was like, but you're robbing all these people of this wonderful experience and the money they could be making because in LA if they paid cleanup artists that money would be against the guild's laws, which is so unfair because like we're non-union people. And like I get it, maybe that's kind of like a scab job, but if they're not there, then they're sending it to Korea.
Yeah, right.
So now we send it to Korea because that was apparently so scandalous we couldn't do it anymore.
Like in the interest of fairness to you.
Right. We'll just eliminate the cleanup department.
You'll go ahead and be unemployed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
That's pretty messed. It's pretty messed up. Tell us a little bit about the experience of you send your work to a faraway land where you don't speak the same language and stuff comes back.
Like the stuff that would come back would be like so far beyond what you drew. And it almost felt like they didn't have a basic understanding of human anatomy half the time and things would just be...
Tell us about the bicep.
That's what you really want to hear about. Okay, so there was this one shot where Zorn is standing there and he's like pointing at somebody and then his arm just goes down. Not a big deal. Like that's pretty standard, easy stuff. Because he's a big muscular dude, like he's very defined. His bicep muscle, while his arm is going down, just like rotates all the way around his arm. And it's just like, what planet do you live on that happens? And
like,
if that's happening to your arm, then you need to see a physician. Because...
Like I know we don't speak the same language, but like you do have arms. Right?
Yeah, I don't think we have different body parts.
I mean, when growing up, like kids of the '80s will remember, like most of their favorite cartoons had glaring weird errors. Pretty frequently. You'd think there'd be a little bit more quality assurance and there probably is. That didn't get through, obviously.
No, I mean, like we send it there, they send it back, and then we have to fix it. So if it comes back messed up.
So there's an argument that outsourcing isn't necessarily cheaper.
In my personal opinion, I don't find the value.
You'd have to do some independent analysis that says like, well, the amount of time we spent cleaning up ended up not.
Right, I feel like the time spent sending it there, getting them to do it, sending it back, and having to fix it, I feel like takes longer than it would if we had just done it.